I'm so happy to be here tonight, even more than usual, because it's Rusty's night. And I'm going to read one poem that I probably read here a long time ago, but it was dedicated to Rusty. And then I'm going to go to some stuff you haven't heard. From a noun to an adjective. I was at an online luncheon recently when a historian said, I was at an online conference the other day and someone kept saying enslaved rather than slave. It made sense because the person is more than the slave that has no freedom. I hadn't thought of it before, but it made sense to me too. Frederick Douglass was as different from a captive field hand as I am from Vladimir Putin. If we continue to use the terms black, gay, Jew, Hispanic as nouns when describing people, we are taking away their individuality and just lumping them with others with that characteristic. Each of those groups has within it criminals, rapists, misogynists, drunks, and other lowlifes. But they also have judges, clergy, elected officials, college professors, and writers. The therapists in the group joined in. We don't call people schizophrenics. They are people with the schizophrenia disorder. So it is time for us to recognize this. And while it may be a subtle change, it may change our whole worldview as we eliminate using characteristics of groups to define individuals, but really a combination of many. For instance, I know a person who was Catholic, lesbian, of Italian descent, recovering stroke victim, performance artist, poet. What would you call it? I call it a close friend. Now, last year, I wrote a chapbook that was published by Local Gems. It was called Coronavirus Halloween 2020. I haven't done anything like that since. So I'm going to read a couple from them, which I've never read here. Nightmare. I got into bed very tired and my mind ready for a deep sleep. Soon I was in the midst of a bizarre world of sickness, poverty, and sadness, widespread death, fighting in the streets, total misery in the land. Then I finished reviewing the day and exhausted, drifted off to sleep. And then I had another one. You may think that the Headless Horseman was Stephen King as scary as it gets. You must be kidding. Have you ever looked at Hieronymus Bosch's 15th century oil Fall of the Damned into Hell? That is terrifying, a black darkness with nude bodies hurtling down an abyss while demons torture them. Why is this worse than modern horror stories? Because then believe that this would be your fate if you masturbated, didn't go to church, committed blasphemy, disobeyed clergy or kings or homosexual, whatever else you were told would send you down into the eternal flames. Now that's really scary. And maybe I will do one more. Costumes. Billionaire Bruce Wayne is an investor by day and at nights put on the cape of the Batman. Other men of all ages and avocations go into drag at night wearing women's apparel to become female. When I put on the shirt with number 13 on the back, I became a point guard on whatever basketball team I was playing for in 45 years. In that costume, I was loud, yelling at teammates, refs, and opponents. In my three-piece suit, I was a Wall Street executive responsible for the work of 100 people, a calm decision maker. In a sport vest and open shirt, I was a college professor, outgoing, but yet a taskmaster for over 1,000 students over the years. In a t-shirt and sweatpants, I sit at a computer writing poems, solitary work, different from all the rest. Many personas, each with a costume. How important is each of the persona? And am I really many different persons? Now I will go out and look for a Batman costume for Halloween. Thank you for putting up with me.